Welcome back, everybody. And this is Ron Dittmars talking to you from the Erasmus Academy recording studio in Brooklyn, New York. And along with me is our guest speaker today, Sierra. Sierra, you want to say hello?
Hello.
Okay. So as we've done before, since we're doing a narrative of Hermann Hesse's short story Augustus, I'm going to ask Sierra if she would read the several lines before we start the small section. And you'll see on the text on the screen a very small section, and you've earned that because you've worked through very long sections and more complicated ones before. So this is your dessert. Um, anyway, so you want to read that section leading up to this part?
Sure. Then toward evening, as it turned toward dusk, and the sweet music sounded again from the little neighboring house, she went over to Mr. Binswanger. She knocked shyly on the door. Then he called out in a friendly manner, "Come in," and he came over toward her. The music came suddenly to an end, and in the room was placed a small old table lamp in front of a book, and everything was as with other people.
Hmm? Great. Sort of as in the case of other people. So the idea everything was quite normal uh, at that point. Great. So let's see. So let's start reading here, and you know the procedure and what we if you can read after Sierra repeats the sentence, read along together with her. That would be just great. Okay, here we go. Ich bin zu euch gekommen, sagte Frau Elisabeth,
Ich bin zu euch gekommen, sagte Frau Elisabeth,
euch zu danken,
euch zu danken,
weil ihr mir die gute Frau geschickt habet.
weil ihr mir die gute Frau geschickt habet.
So you'll probably ask yourself, what's all this with the second person plural forms like euch? This really means, I mean, normally means with a regular with a lowercase e. It just means to you, you all, friends of mine, people you're familiar with, on an informal way. And then also euch zu danken, in order to thank you. But and then you also have the ihr, IHR, capital IHR. So in fairy tale, in the genre of the fairy tales or stories like this, the old archaic form of you indicating a single person is often used. So as a way to honor them in some way, but it's also just a very a common form that you'll that you'll see in narratives like this. So just think. So this means ich bin zu euch gekommen. Just means I have come to you. Remember the verbs of motion are conjugated with the verb to be. That's why it's bin gekommen. Just like French, like je suis venu. I have come. Okay. Sagte Frau Elisabeth, euch zu danken. So you want to. So this is you want to translate up to that comma there?
Sure. I have come to you, said Lady Elizabeth, to thank you
Hmm.
since
Yeah,
to
good.
thank you.
Yeah, let's stop right there for a second. Now, one thing to remember, maybe you've recognized this, zu as a pair always means what then?
In order to?
Yeah, in order to plus the infinitive. So, in order to thank you, again, here's your um, form of the second person plural, which means, but simply you singular is what it implies. Because you, again, this is sort of funny because you're looking for either a do or z, but do is really too informal for this context, and z would be very formal, which you probably wouldn't fit either. So the author has chosen this more fairy tale manner of speaking. Okay, well, because you, and then finish that sentence.
Have sent the good lady to me.
Good, so here's the dative here, mir. And in German sentences, oftentimes the dative case will precede the accusative case. So this whole thing is the accusative, which I'll circle. And notice again you have habet, which is the form of the second person plural, because you have sent, uh, uh, because you have, sorry, this is the accusative here. I'm making a mistake. Let me erase the whole thing here. Okay, start over. Because you have sent, this is the verb, die gute Frau, and here's your direct object. So this verb can transfer an action to the direct object, which it does like this. Okay, let's go on. Ich will Sie auch gern bezahlen, wenn ich nur erst wieder arbeiten. Everybody?
Ich will Sie auch gerne bezahlen, wenn ich nur erst wieder arbeiten.
Yeah, so pronounce it like erst. Erst. Wieder. Good. So up to this, where's the verb complex up to this point?
Will bezahlen.
Yeah. So I want to pay. And when you have gern as an adverb in a sentence, it always means like to or happy to do whatever the verb entails. So I want to pay you also happily, but so a smoother way would be to do it. I also would like to pay her, and then wenn can be taken temporally or conditionally, probably temporally. When I or once I work again. So this literally when I only first again work. So smoother might be once I work again and can earn something. So here's your verb here. So wenn is a subordinating conjunction. So you notice here the verb is at the end, and then after the coordinating conjunction of und, you have the kann, which is the helping verb, floating out to the end. In all subordinate clauses, that's what they do. Okay, let's go on. Aber jetzt
Ron, I have a quick question. Is the kann the helping verb for arbeiten and verdienen?
Yeah, I missed saying that. That's correct. Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Okay, because I was noticing arbeiten is in the infinitive, and so I was looking for the helping verb.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much. So when once I can work again and can earn something. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Aber jetzt, let's read this. Aber jetzt habe ich eine andere Sorge. Everybody?
Aber jetzt habe ich eine andere Sorge.
Good. Der Bub muss getauft werden und soll Augustus heißen.
Der Bub muss getauft werden und soll Augustus heißen.
Wie sein Vater geheißen hat.
Wie sein Vater geheißen hat.
Okay, so where's your verb complex in the first sentence?
Habe.
Yeah, I shouldn't say verb complex because there's no complex there. That's misleading. but now I have another. This is care or concern. The lad, as I translated this. So where's the verb complex up to und?
Muss getauft werden.
Good. So must be baptized. Your whole verb complex there. And should be called Augustus, as his father was called, geheißen hat, past tense. Going on. Aber ich kenne niemand und weiß keinen Paten für ihn.
Aber ich kenne niemand und weiß keinen Paten für ihn.
Maybe say maybe familiar with, but I am familiar with no one. And then finish that.
And no godfather for him.
Good. Okay. You want just do the whole thing? Short one?
Sure.
Slowly?
I have come to you, said Lady Elizabeth, to thank you, since you have sent to me the good woman. I would also like to pay her once I work again and can earn something. Or I can work again and can earn something. But now I have another concern. The lad must be baptized and should be called Augustus, as his father was called. but I do not know, or I'm not familiar with anyone, and I do not know any godfather for him.
Great. Okay. So I hope that we concluded that in the time span allowed, which is like 8 to 10 minutes. Let's see what the record says. Oh, it's 10 minutes exactly. Okay. So thanks for tuning in, and talk to you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.